It all kicks off with a mysterious phone call. Who answers? Luna Kamikaze, a total boss babe with final boss energy and enough plot to break the TOS on most streaming platforms. Think Charlie from Charlie's Angels, but with more Instagram filters and way less budget for clothes. She gets a mission to take out some shady dude, probably Yakuza, or at least the kind of guy who sells fake concert tickets on Twitter. So she sends in her elite squad, but hold up, they're not Power Rangers, they're Power Bunnies. And instead of space armor, they're rocking bunny lingerie so tight it makes shapewear look like pajamas. The squad. Amagi the white bunny, she definitely has a gym membership and actually uses it. Arisa the blue one, stone cold face but laughs at dog memes. Komari the red one, clearly skipped the mission briefing. They roll up to a casino where the Yakuza boss just lost, again, to some baby-faced mafioso who looks like he walked off the set of a K-drama. The girls are spying from the building next door and yeah, they're salty. These dudes are out here sipping gold-plated cocktails while they're stuck eating cold ramen with a plastic fork. But no worries, they brought dynamite. Yup, straight up cartoon TNT. Game plan? None. Safety measures? Nah. Style? Off the charts. They light the fuse, immediately panic because of course they didn't think past step 1, and Komari, in her big hero moment, forgets to throw the dynamite. Boom! They blow up their own rooftop like they're Looney Tunes characters in Bunny Girl DLC. After watching the weirdest but most addictive anime ever, yes, the one with bunny girls throwing TNT like they're in a Looney Tunes fever dream, Gojo pulls up to school hyped and shows it to Merin. And of course, she's instantly obsessed. She even says the villains are adorable, not like real life ones who'd cut off your finger just to make a point. Gojo, all innocent, asks if she's gonna cosplay one of the guys, but Merin, with the confidence of a cosplay goddess, is like, nah, I'm going full Arisa. You know, the cold, serious one who looks like she'd ghost you but actually trips over her own feet. Basically a tsundere with bunny ears. And yeah, Marin knows the lines by heart, especially the one where Arisa complains that her outfit is literally just lingerie. But that's the whole point. That's why she wants to cosplay her. The bunny suit is iconic. They're all the same, just different colors and tights. Gojo asks if she really likes those outfits that much, and Marin drops the truth bomb. Everyone likes them. They're in serial commercials now. And honestly, she's not wrong. Gojo, now fully in anime Team Gun mode, says he'll finish the series that same day and start sketching the design. Marin says there's no rush, but let's be real. This is her new favorite hobby, making heart eyes at Gojo while trying on spicy outfits. Then Marin suggests doing the photoshoot in a rented studio that looks like a casino. Gojo, who clearly has PTSD from sketchy locations, says he wants to check it out first. Marin's like, chill, my friend Suzuka already went and took pics dressed as the busty boss lady. Gojo checks the photos, approves the place, and then Marin offers him a poke with a twist. He has to eat it Lady and the Tramp style. Gojo starts sweating, but it's just a tease. Because if the waifu doesn't make the protag blush, are we even watching anime? Then Noah shows up to remind Marin they were supposed to plan a party. Marin totally forgot, so she offers her a piece poke. But before leaving, Noah gives Gojo a look that says, I'm watching you, bunny boy. Saturday rolls around. Marin's on the train, super nervous because Gojo invited her to his house. At first she thought it was a date, cue the romantic montage, but nope, Gojo just has a wardrobe malfunction. The bunny suit keeps slipping off the mannequin's chest. Gojo's stressed because the outfit won't stay up. Marin suggests using clear straps, but that ruins the look. Then she remembers a modeling trick. Use clips in the back to keep the outfit tight. Gojo agrees, but you can tell it hurts his perfectionist soul. They head to the fabric store and Gojo asks an old man for help. He shows him the design and the guy's a little shook at first, but then sees the sparkle in Gojo's eyes and decides not to judge. He even says the outfit will really flatter your figure. Then Marin walks out of the bathroom and the old man realizes, oops, wrong assumption. But he recovers fast and suggests using boning, like in a corset. Gojo shows him a screenshot from the anime where the outfit looks loose, but the old man hits him with the wisdom. Who knows more, me or some dumb cartoon? They go home, add the boning, and boom, perfect fit. Marin tries it on, but now there's a new issue. The cut is so high, her underwear shows. Gojo walks in, sees the situation, and his brain blue screens. Marin asks if she should just go commando, and Gojo's like, I don't know, I've never worn a bunny suit, and let's hope he never has to. The photo shoot day, the studio has a bunch of sets, but the casino one is the real deal. Marin goes to change, and Gojo finally gets why the setting matters so much for cosplayers. It brings the character to life. Marin asks if he doesn't like the high-cut design. Gojo says he does, a little too much, but with some deep breathing and a few Hail Marys, he regains composure. Marin steps out in the full outfit, nude tights, adhesive underwear, the works. Gojo is frozen. To him, those tights might as well be skin. They start taking photos, but Gojo's already in full teenage crisis mode. Marin says she wants to try some shots in the Chinese theme set, and Gojo's like, yes to anything, forever. He's no longer in control of his body. He's in simp autopilot. And just when he thought he couldn't handle more, Marin shows him some fishnets with thick back seams. Gojo sees nothing but research material. Marin says she wants to buy a pair and maybe wear them for Halloween. Then she invites Gojo to the party, because it'd be rude to talk about a party in front of the guy who literally sews your outfits and not invite him. It's Halloween, and the squad is ready to party. Marin shows up rocking her bunny suit with fishnet tights, looking like she just stepped out of a fan art thread on Reddit. They hit up a wild party, take a ton of selfies, film some chaotic TikToks, and end up at karaoke. The crew? We've got Noah, Kenzie, who wore a skirt thinking it'd help him pull girls, spoiler, it didn't, a dude named Shiki, 2 girls named Rune and Daya, and 1 giant bunny mascot. That's Gojo, and honestly, his costume slaps harder than everyone else's. Man looks like he got sponsored by Disneyland. Noah finishes her song like she's auditioning for Anime Idol, and Marin asks Gojo if he wants to sing, but Gojo only knows anime openings. Like he could belt out Unravel with tears in his eyes, but don't ask him for Taylor Swift. They scroll through the party pics and surprise, Gojo's not in any of them, because someone had to be the designated photographer. Marin jokes he should have dressed as the young master, but Gojo prefers the bunny suit. It's low-key. Well, as low-key as a 6-foot rabbit can be. Meanwhile, Marin's out here stealing the spotlight. Everyone's staring. Kenzie's low-key salty because he thought his skirt would make him the main character, but he's giving more background NPC energy. Gojo starts feeling a little out of place, like everyone's vibing and he's just sweating in a fursuit, but then the girls start hyping up Marin's cosplay and give props to Gojo for making it. They compare it to another goth outfit she wore once, and Marin says the makeup made a big difference. Kenzie with that, "I'm not judging, but I totally am" tone, asks Gojo if he does her makeup too. And boom, Gojo gets hit with a flashback. PTSD from that one girl in elementary school who told him his doll-making hobby was gross. Emotional damage. But Shiki jumps in like a real one and says, "Bro, guys do makeup now. My brother's a beast with eyeliner." Marin explains that Gojo's family makes Haina dolls and he practices on those. Kenzie lights up. Turns out he visited Gojo's family shop on a school trip and was actually impressed. And just like that, Gojo realizes something. None of these people are judging him. No one's calling him weird. No one's laughing. They're just chill. Supportive. The exact opposite of that girl who scarred him. So there he is in a bunny suit, surrounded by friends, music blasting, lights flashing. And for the first time, he doesn't feel like the odd one out. He feels seen. Like maybe, just maybe, he belongs. Noah picks the worst possible moment to yell that Marin and Gojo are totally dating. Gojo hears it and straight up chokes on his drink, which is extra bad news when you're wearing a stupid mascot costume. Marin's friends turn into gossip satellites instantly. One of them says they saw her at the summer festival with some dude. And yep, it was Gojo. Marin's like, "Yeah, I went cause the summer. Wanted fun." Her friends fire back with a classic, "Wow, thanks for the invite, rude." Noah's still digging, asking if they're actually together. Gojo swears on his life, his ancestors, and every sacred cosplay prop that it's totally not true. Marin wipes up Gojo's spit mess and escorts him to the bathroom to clean up. The 2 girls show up, but we're not even gonna bother introducing them. They came in late. The rest of the crew's left wondering. They think those 2 would make a cute couple. Gojo's in the bathroom scrubbing his shirt, thinking Marin's way too good for him. Meanwhile, Marin's outside cleaning the mascot head and mentally side-eyeing Gojo for how dramatically he denied it. She's like, "Dude, I'm out here cleaning your spit. Most people wouldn't even clean their own." Suddenly 2 guys walk up and ask Marin to talk in private. Gojo gets out of the bathroom and can't find her. Then he sees her with those guys. She looks awkward. The blonde one looks intense. Gojo remembers how Marin's friends said guys are always hitting on her. He's not letting that happen. Blondie reaches toward her and Gojo dives in like a knight out of a romance anime yelling, "If you're gonna hook up with someone, hook up with me." Then he says he's new but he'll try really hard to be great at it. Blondie's friends like, wait, let me explain." Blondie shouts, "How dare you? I would never hit on a girl, you idiot." Gojo's stunned. He asks for context. Marin explains these are Hikaru and Manabu, stylists from her salon. They were just scolding her about how wrecked her hair is. Gojo's face falls off from embarrassment, but lucky for him, he's wearing the mascot head. Marin tells him it's no big deal, says they even invited him for a haircut. But Gojo's like, nope, not showing his face there ever again. While he's moping, Marin realizes he did all that to protect her. So she leans in and gives the mascot head a sweet little kiss. Gojo freaks, asks if she's mad at him or if her mouth just cracked. Marin's too shy to admit it was just a kiss, and now she's genuinely ticked. Gojo tries to apologize while following her. Suddenly, Marin starts sneezing like crazy. Back at school, Ms. Hana announces that Marin won't be coming in, she's sick. Says she called her earlier and she sounded totally dead. Tells everyone to wear jackets and eat their fruits and veggies. Gojo sends her a message as sneakily as he can. No reply. Checks again during the next class. Still nothing. Checks again in second period. Still ghosted. His worry overrides everything, so he fakes being sick and rushes to see her. Marin looks wrecked. When she sees him, she's like, "Oh wait, school's already over." Gojo tells her it's not even noon. He lied about being sick because he was worried. Figured she might not have meds or food, so he brought everything to take care of her. Marin nearly collapses from exhaustion. Girl's really going through it. Gojo catches Marin and notices she's drenched in sweat. He tells her she needs to change. Then straight up Princess carries her inside. They reach the laundry room and he asks if she keeps clothes there. Personally, I'd have headed for the bedroom, but hey, he got lucky. Her laundry basket's fully loaded. Gojo's a little nervous about what he might find in there. But the worst thing he pulls out is a t-shirt with an anime girl moaning on it. Iconic. He leaves it for her to change while he cooks her something warm. Once the food's ready, he brings it to her bed and feeds her a spoonful. Marin scrunches her face and whimpers a little. Gojo goes, "Whoa, yeah, careful, it's hot." Next spoonful, he gives it a little blow to cool it. But this time, Marin actually starts crying. Hard. She felt awful, starving, too weak to make anything. She'd kind of accepted her fate, just lying there in bed. He gives her the medicine and lets her rest while it kicks in. He starts heading to wash the dishes, but Marin grabs his sleeve and makes him stay a little longer. She thanks him and says she just wanted to call him. Later that night, her fever's gone and she looks way better. Now she'll be able to see a doctor. Gojo tells her he left some food in the fridge in case she gets hungry. Right then, someone rings the doorbell. They check the camera. It's Noah and her two friends. Gojo panics. If they see him here, rumors will fly again like back at karaoke. He hides on the balcony. Marin doesn't get why he's freaking out, but Gojo's dead set on not getting spotted, leaving Marin feeling kind of abandoned. And since her apartment's way up high, the cold hits hard. Gojo ends up catching a cold too. Days later, after they're both better, they go to the aquarium. Marin's wearing her Shizuku cosplay. It's one of those cosplay events where you strut around the venue in full costume. Weird concept, but hey, they're into it. Marin's hyped to see otters and penguins, so she dashes ahead. Gojo chases after her, but then freezes at the sight of a pink ball curled up in a corner. The cosplayer glances up, and Marin instantly recognizes her. She recognizes the character, not the person. If you're as lost as Gojo, here's the lore drop. Space Idols Cosmo Lovers is one of those chaotic gacha games otakus adore. You play as a manager guiding idols to galactic greatness, and yes, you can date them. But if the company finds out or the other idols catch you double dipping, you get fired, dragged online and fully cancelled. It's basically a Dan Schneider simulator. The girl's outfit is an exact match for Subaru Hatsusegawa, one of Marin's favorite characters. Marin even gave her an SSR rating, which sounds fancy, so it must be good. Marin asks why she's curled up in the corner, and she replies that a clip from her skirt fell off. If she stands up, her villain side will be exposed. Marin says no worries and gets down to help her search the floor. Gojo joins in the search because if everyone works together, there's nothing they can't find. Eventually, they spot the missing clip. Subaru thanks them and Marin asks for her cosplayer name. She introduces herself as Amane Himeno. Marin stays Marin. Gojo just goes with Gojo. Zero imagination in cosplay aliases, clearly. Amane asks if they're cosplay partners. In other words, if they dress up as characters in a duo. Gojo says they go to school together and he's the one who makes Marin's costumes. Marin then asks what Amane is doing later because she wants some pics together. Amane likes the idea but turns it down. She's heading home. Says she feels like she's ruining Subaru's image with her skirt mishap. Gojo says he can fix it and proudly announces he never leaves home without his emergency sewing kit. Amane agrees, but now they need a changing room so she can hand over the skirt. Problem is, Gojo can't walk into the women's changing room no matter how many sewing kits he carries. Marin offers to pass it for her, but Amane is like, "Oh, no need, I use the men's changing room." You know what she means. Inside, she gives him the skirt and asks if it's cool to redo her makeup while he sews. Gojo says no problem, she can do what she wants, no matter what society thinks. Meanwhile, Marin explores the place as she waits. Gojo begins fixing the clip, but can't help glancing at Amane. She definitely doesn't look like a guy. Anyone would be fooled. He wonders how she pulls it off. He spots a bottle in her makeup bag that looks like glue. Curious, he asks himself what it's for. It's not a prop, she clearly uses it often. But on what? Amane hears Gojo murmuring, "Glue, glue," with metaphorical steam pouring from his ears. She asks if he's okay. Gojo responds, "Yeah, totally fine, almost done." Elsewhere, Marin bumps into Suzuka, a friend from her very first convention. She's so happy she grabs her like a mop being wrung out. This time Suzuka actually recognizes the cosplay. Last time she thought it was cute, but didn't catch the reference. She hunted it down, played the game, and now it's one of her favorites. Especially the physical education scenes. They left a mark. Now that she knows the game, she sees all the costumes in insane detail. In fact, last time she noticed Marin had written a cafe menu on her thighs, just like the character does. Thing is, her character doesn't wear underwear, so Suzuka wonders how accurate Marin really went with it. Marin laughs and says she does wear shorts for conventions. Suzuka praises her for coming so well prepared. Later, Marin rejoins Gojo and Amane. Amane says she wasn't very prepared. It's her first con and thanks them for helping out. Gojo finally asks what that glue-looking stuff in her makeup bag actually is. Amane confirms it's glue and she uses it to stick her bangs to her cheeks. She demonstrates by applying it and pressing her hair down. It helps shape her face to look more feminine. She always does it. Then she shows them her cosplay photos on her phone. One of them shows her with a seriously bold neckline. Gojo can't help but ask where she got that pair of oppas. Amane smirks and says they're equipable, then offers to show them exactly how it works. And that wraps up today's episode, packed with drama, chaos, and enough misunderstandings to fuel 5 more rom-coms. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, drop this word in the comments so I know you're part of the elite anime squad. Mascot. Don't forget to like if you laughed even a little, subscribe if you want more weekly anime madness, and ring the bell so you never miss a juicy recap. Catch you in the next one, nakamas! Himeno takes them to a specialty cosplay store and shows off the silicone oppai bra. Yep, wearable anime grade boobs. Since recreating those exaggerated anime chests is borderline impossible, you can just equip yourself a few extra cup sizes. Perfect for characters like Himeno who's working with zero inventory. Marin totally agrees. In her Shizuku cosplay, no amount of push-up magic could capture those majestic proportions. Plus, these are great if you're shy and don't want to flash too much skin. To demo it, she straps one onto Gojo, and boom, he's rocking a lovely pair of silicone oppas. Marin's thrilled and calls dibs on being the first to give them a friendly squeeze. Gojo, feeling violated, yells, "Yamete kudasai, Oni-chan!" Marin tells him there's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's all perfectly natural. Honestly, the shop is a treasure trove of cosplay goodies. Gojo takes the chance to ask Himeno for tips on appearing more feminine. He got some practice last season turning a girl into a guy for a cosplay, but reversing the process is uncharted territory. Himeno thinks it over and says it's all in the eyes. She draws a soft under-eye shadow with eyeliner to make them look bigger. Gojo wonders if the same trick works for other, enlargements. Marin uses a similar technique but admits her makeup skills are hit or miss. Gojo notices Himeno uses a lot of pink and she says it's part of the Subaru aesthetic. She also recommends orange concealer. Gojo figures it's for dark circles, but Himeno casually says, "Mostly yeah, but I use it for my beard." That throws them off for a second. They kinda forgot Himeno's a guy cosplaying as a girl. She says she doesn't grow much facial hair, but she likes it looking totally smooth. The concealer also helps block out eyebrows. Gojo grabs one, especially since Marin is wild enough to shave her brows for cosplay accuracy. He's super into it now, loving the new tricks, sharing ideas, totally in his element. He gets carried away with the shopping. Marin goes off to browse contact lenses while Gojo finds a weird material. Himeno explains it's used for shaping props like weapons. They also spot some high-quality wigs, not the DIY ones Gojo usually buys in trims. Himeno points out hers, store-bought and costume matched. Not everyone has a personal Gojo to make their gear, she says. After their haul, they head to the park for a photo shoot. Marin smiles so hard she loses one of the pieces of tape stuck to her cheek. Gojo steps in to fix it. 2 girls approach and ask Himeno for pics. They're dressed as Haruka and Sena, other characters from the same game. Marin is blown away. It's like her game came to life. The girls compliment Himeno's cosplay of Sebarun and ask for photos. Himeno agrees but gives a heads up, "Just so you know, I've got eggs." If they're cool with that, strike a pose. Everyone braces for awkward tension. But hey, it's 2025, we don't play that anymore. Instead, the girls are genuinely impressed with the craftsmanship and say they had no idea Himeno was a guy. Gojo offers to take their photos. They compliment his outfit thinking it's a cosplay. Gojo says nope, it's just his actual clothes. Marin watches the whole exchange, loving the vibe. It reminds her of the game scenes where the idols go home together after a long day. She jumps in to offer even more photos. Cue the montage, tons of snapshots, joined by whoever felt like posing. After a bunch of fun, the girls and 2 more cosplayers say goodbye, leaving the trio in peace. They had a great time, and it's clear Subaru's character hit differently for everyone. Marin, still amazed, asks Himeno how she got into cosplay. Was it all because of Subaru? Himeno says she loves the character, but it actually started with her sister, back in 2nd year of high school. They were watching a show called Drag Battle Royale. During a joke, her sister turned to her and said, "Hey, wanna dress up as a girl?" She even had a leftover wig from a school festival. Himeno had nothing better to do, so why not? That was the first time she looked in the mirror and didn't recognize herself. She thought, dang, I look really good, I'd date me. After that, her sister taught her how to do makeup so she could handle it solo. She gave Himeno clothes she didn't wear anymore, just to help finish the look. Eventually, Himeno tried cosplaying Subaru. The makeup was more advanced, but she loved the challenge. It was fun. Her family was super chill. Her mom even preferred having 2 daughters instead of 1 son. Every compliment pushed her to keep going. Her guy version is short and skinny. People bullied her non-stop about her looks. But as a girl, total glow up. No one dared to insult her. With time, cosplay helped her come out of her shell. She made friends, even got asked out by a girl once, though that didn't go so well. He invited her over, and while he was prepping tea, she found the dresses in the closet. First she thought he was cheating, but Himeno said they were his. That somehow made things worse. He explained it was a hobby, dressing like a girl. She wasn't into it, told him to quit cosplay and throw away every dress or break up. And well, you can guess what he chose. He kept the dresses and kicked her out. Bold choice. Honestly, good ending. I told it like a comedy, but Marin saw the tragedy underneath. It hit her hard. She started crying. Himeno apologized and rushed to fix her makeup. Marin said it was sad, seeing how many costumes Himeno had showed how much it meant to her. For someone to demand she toss it all away was cruel. Himeno said it's fine now. She did consider quitting, but she knew it'd wreck her, make her hate herself again. And really, who wants to go through that? Now she loves who she is. She hands Marin a tissue to dry her eyes and blow her nose. Says Marin took it all really seriously. Then she admits she still worries how people might treat her. When Gojo asked for girly cosplay tips, she feared he'd say stuff like that's disgusting or goes against God or other nonsense people throw around. But Gojo tells her he'd never say that. He went through something similar. A girl once mocked him for liking dolls. He knows how it feels. Himeno apologizes for misjudging him. Thanks to all the people she met that day, Himeno realizes the world's not full of people calling you a freak. Sure, some exist, like his ex, but that's not everyone. They change out of cosplay and head to the train. Time to say goodbye. Himeno thanks them for the amazing day and hopes to see them at the next convention. We finally get to see her in guy mode. Turns out he's ridiculously handsome. Leaves both Marin and Gojo flustered. Himeno heads off, secretly hoping those two stay together for a long time. Next day, Gojo's making lunch at home and tells his grandpa he's heading out again. He'll let him know when he's back. This time, he's tagging along to Marin's magazine photo shoot. Gojo surveys everything while chatting with a woman, probably the producer, and awkwardly asks if it's really okay for him to be there. She says sure, no problem. Lots of models bring their boyfriends along for a post-shoot hangout. Gojo checks out Marin's outfits and notices all the coats are absurdly thick. The producer explains it's winter fashion. The magazine's coming out in December. They shoot everything 4 months ahead. Sometimes the poor models nearly pass out from heat stroke, rocking winter layers in September. Gojo's clueless about this industry. It's a whole new side of Marin he's never seen. The producer tells him Marin's incredible. Every style suits her and her vibe shifts depending on the outfit. That's what makes her such a strong model. Gojo agrees. Honestly, she doesn't even feel like the usual playful Marin. Right now she's in full untouchable queen mode. The producer adds that Marin's been working extra lately, and they're grateful. Gojo remembers she's saving up for the most expensive camera on the market. She tells him Marin's one of the reader's top models. That's why they keep asking her to go full-time. But Marin says her hobbies take up too much of her schedule. So the producer nudges Gojo. Maybe have a talk with your girlfriend. Gojo panics. Says they're not dating. Can't figure out how to describe their relationship. So he blurts out, honestly, money kind of defines our dynamic. The producer now thinks he's some kind of boyfriend for hire. Marin finally joins them, dressed to the nines, and tells them today's special. They're celebrating a birthday. She ordered a cake and they need to go pick it up. So they say goodbye to the producer and walk off together. The producer watches them leave and assumes birthday plus matching vibes equals secret couple. She knows Marin wasn't born this month, so it must be Gojo's birthday. Right? Wrong. They grab the cake and head to Marin's apartment. There she belts out the happy birthday song at max volume. To celebrate, Shizuku. She hugs her Shizuku body pillow and jumps around her room like she just unlocked a new SSR idol. Gojo watches, realizing this isn't the elegant Marin from the photoshoot. She's back to being her wild, bouncing ball of anime-loving sunshine.